my sister was like, Isa, there is a dead spider in this bin of water out back. First, I was a little concerned because there was a really beautiful golden orb weaver in the backyard last night that we saw, a really gorgeous web. And I was like, golden orb weavers, not golden orb weavers, but orb weavers are like pretty good at dealing with the rain, and I don't really think it would have fallen into a bucket of water. They're very good at managing themselves, even with the thunderstorms and rain that we got last night. So I went into the backyard to take a look at what was going on, and I saw the dead spider. It was not the orb weaver. I can't really tell what type of spider it is, but I also saw, darn it, my connection says poor. Maybe I'll switch to not Wi-Fi. All right. Hopefully the connection's better now. All right. So I looked into the bin and I saw the spider Eliana was talking about. It was not that orb weaver. Thank goodness. I don't know what kind of spider it is exactly. Hello, Walt. Happy Sunday to you too. So I took a look in and I saw the spider, but I also saw something else. Now, the other thing I saw here at first glance looks like it might be some string that fell into the water, but having had past experience with this organism, I looked a little closer and I was like, haha, like this is the horsehair parasite of insects. So insects, I think it's easy to think, to be a human and think, oh, we have lice to deal with, we have bed bugs to deal with, we have ticks, we have all sorts of annoying bugs and parasites and things that bother us. The thing is, we, oh, you can't, can you guys hear me? Okay, hello. Those of you on house hear me okay? Or no? You can't hear me now. No, why? Weird. How about now? Is the sound okay now? Or is it the same? It's better? Really? Maybe the pressure from my um maybe the pressure from the like device that I was holding was causing that. Interesting. All right. Maybe I should start over again, or I'll just start the story all over again. Okay, so here I am in the backyard. Ileana ran inside and was like, hey, Issa, there's this dead spider in the backyard in this water. Come take a look. And at first we were a little concerned because we saw this beautiful not golden, but this beautiful orb weaver that had made a wonderful web last night. And I was like, oh, it can't be that orb weaver because orb weavers are pretty good at managing themselves and keeping themselves out of water, or, they're very good at moving around. There was a thunderstorm last night, though, however, and lots of rain. But even still, I know that they're very good at finding shelter when they need to. So, went out back, looked at the spider. It was not the orb weaver. It was some other spider. I can't really identify it because it's pretty dead. I'll show it to you in one moment. And there's also but I also, when I looked in there, saw something else. And at first it looks like a piece of string, but then with a closer look, I saw, this is a horsehair worm, which is a parasite of insects. So as I was saying a moment ago, as we were figuring out this audio situation, it's easy. Like as humans, we think of all the bugs and parasites that bother us. There's the lice and bed bugs and ticks and geography worms and other types of annoying, diseasey things that can affect us as humans. It's easy to forget that all the other animals, and even plants, I guess, for that matter, on the planet, also deal with parasites that bother them and try to steal nutrients and basically suck their life force out. And so this worm that I found, I'll flip the camera now to show you, is one of those parasites of insects. So here we go. So here's the bin I'm talking about. And the dead spider is over here. Let me see if I can get the focus on the dead spider. Where's my stick? Here, let me go get my stick, my handy stick for poking around. All right. So here, over here is the dead spider. I wish I put my hair up because it's getting in the way. Here's the dead spider. Oh, it might be an orb weaver actually with those stripes. Pretty. Oh no, it might be. Anyway, is this a different spider? Maybe there are two dead spiders in here. Actually, that is one of the orb weavers. Oh no, R.I.P. I didn't even see that one. Maybe it was parasitized. Okay, here's the first spider that I saw that was dead. Very, very dead. You can see algae on it and everything too. Anyway, but what really caught my mind, that parasite that I'm talking about, is over here. So see that? See how it looks a little bit like a piece of string at first, but then when you stop and look at it, it's moving. It's alive. This is a horsehair worm, which is a parasite of arthropods. It probably came out of one of these spiders. They have a pretty wild life cycle where they need water to complete the life cycle. Here, and I will pick it up with the stick to show you guys, give you a sense of size. So I'm lifting it up with the stick here. So here's the worm. I'll put it in front of my shirt. So here's the worm. It's very long. If we stretched it out, it'd be super duper long. And so they require water to complete their life cycle. In the water is where they lay their eggs. And then what happens is an insect eats the eggs. Sorry, not the eggs. An insect eats the larvae. And then eventually the larvae of this worm, they start, yeah, yuck. Happy Sunday. They start to grow and develop and become super long. So like maybe 10 inches or more. I don't really know. I haven't measured this and I don't know that I plan to measure it right now. I'll probably turn it into a museum specimen and leave it at the Academy of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia, along with the spiders, where they probably came from. Hi, Frank. How are you? So then inside of their host, this is where it gets weird. Inside of their hosts, their insect hosts, eventually when they're ready, when they've matured, they cause their insect hosts, I'll hold it closer. They cause the insect hosts on my face. Me too, Walt. They cause the insect host to seek water. So they kind of do some sort of body or like mind control or nervous system control or something like that, where they cause the host to go find water, and then when they enter the water, the worm exits the body of the insect. I saw this once when I was in Borneo for the first time. Is when I saw it in Borneo. There was a praying mantis. It fell or jumped into, or somehow ended up in the water, a bin of water that was a laundry bin, but no soap or anything in it. And I went to go pick it up and rescue it, and there was a worm in the water, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But I didn't think much of it until later, and I was like, oh my gosh, that must have been a horsehair worm. So, good question. Frank is asking, what kind of hosts do they seek out? For example, what size? So it's thought that aquatic insects might be an intermediate host. So you often will find them in like praying mantises, in grasshoppers, and they just take up a lot of space in their host as well. So when they're in a host, they're absorbing nutrients through their body and so it really causes it oftentimes will cause the host to not be sexually reproductive or like have low biological fitness. They're not really able to produce as much offspring because of all the energy going towards supporting this host. Yeah. So it fell back into the water, which is probably where it wants to go. So you can see it's a scared parasite, probably wondering what's going on. yeah. So where was I? Okay. Oh yeah. So they lay their eggs in the water and then they're eaten. They don't enter the host in some other way. The larvae are eaten by an insect, and so it's thought that maybe mosquitoes eat them sometimes, or other aquatic insects probably eat them, and then maybe eventually a praying mantis eats that insect that had eaten them, and then kind of gets taken over as the new host. So it's thought that aquatic insects might be an intermediate host. And so I wonder if our poor spider over here, the orb weaver, who thought was spared, but it looks like it died, maybe it ate something that had the parasite in it, perhaps. Unclear. We don't know for sure. Poor little spider. But so yeah, pretty wild. You can find it all over the world, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, keep an eye out. Yeah, this bundle appears to be one individual, as far as I can tell. So it's really, really long. A lot of worm. Would they be dangerous spiders? These ones that are here in the bin that drowned, are harmless spiders. Orb weavers are pretty harmless. They just run away and are scared. And but yeah, you can see the worm moving around, trying to figure out what's going on, probably. And so I think what I'm gonna do with them is I'll probably pop them into a vial, and along with the spiders, the worm and the spiders, pop them into a vial and then donate them to the collection at the Academy of Natural Sciences for science. That's true. They're not dangerous now, even if they were, but they weren't to start with. So yeah, pretty exciting to find right here in the backyard in a place where, I don't know, I didn't expect to find that here. So you never know what you're going to find. And now that you guys are aware, maybe you will come across this situation as well. Just keep your eye out if you have buckets of water around. And also, to be clear, I mean, I don't know for like details or for sure, but these horsehair worms are arthropod parasites. I don't think that we as humans or mammals would probably be affected by them because they're specialized on arthropods, which have really different bodies than people, than mammals like us. But I mean, I don't know, but it's unlikely because the difference, we're not very different. We're all animals here, but we're also very different from arthropods. We're vertebrates. So yeah. Yeah, well, thanks for joining, even though it's kind of gross. And tuning in and exploring this interesting finding here in the backyard. It's definitely was a surprise. Did not expect to see this morning. So, so yeah, horsehair worm. That's what we looked at today. If you guys want to look it up again, if you type in horsehair worm into Google or wherever, you can get more information about them. I know that Penn State, I think Kentucky have some nice, and Florida have some nice fact sheets about them as well. One of those fact sheets said that they can get some species or some individuals can get up to 120 centimeters long, really long worms. Walt is asking, but what happens if they are in the food that we ate? I mean, that's one reason why it's good to cook food. It definitely sounds gross and disgusting, but like I said, I think we'd probably be a dead end for them, and I don't think it'd cause too much of a problem, but I mean, you never know, I suppose. This is why it's probably good to filter your water and use those sterilization techniques if you're out on a backcountry camping trip, so you don't pick up some accidental parasitoids, even if they're not meant for us, even if we're a dead end host. But yeah, the more you know, the wild world we live in. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna head out now and put these into some vials for the museum for science. And yeah, take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. and catch you another time.